You see the slides?
Perfectly.
Oh, great. Okay, as you can see, that's our campus, the beautiful one. The weather is not exactly same as what it looks in the picture now. So in this picture, the Center for Data Analytics, which is located somewhere here. So let me give you a brief history about our journey. Previously, this is a center called Center for Actuarial and Financial Data Analytics, which was established in 2015 by Professor Terry O'Neill, who is the Executive Dean for Bond Business School. It was established as a faculty center with a small group of people. What happened over the period of time, we have expanded in terms of membership and the publications, external engagement. The last November, we formed this Center for Data Analytics, or we just transformed into Center for Data Analytics as a university research center. As a Bond Business School, we have 3 research centers. One is the Center for Data Analytics, and the other 2 pillars are the Entrepreneurship Center and the Center for Governance, Accountability, and People. So this is the Center for Data Analytics is one of the biggest centers that we have at the Bond Business School. The mission of our center, we try to establish ourselves as a leading research hub to be for the outreach and research collaboration. The second priorities we not only have the quantum, also the quality research output. And the third mission, we have developing a training program in the student level as well as the staff level or the industry engagement, get the external grant or the government grant. So our mission established based on these 3 scenarios, I would say. Our key research strategies, especially for the first one in terms of research collaboration, we try to expand in terms of our research growth in membership. We started with a small group of people, as you will see later, in terms of our team, how big we are. We try to expand our reach in research partnership, engagement in terms of the government and industries. We try to identify the facilities that we need for our center and how to obtain them and how to maintain them. So those are the 3 key points that I would say in the first mission or in our research strategy. And the second one, we want to grow in terms of gaining our grants and the consultancy income. Then quality and quantity research output. With the measure for the quality and quantity research output, we are benchmarking against the ABDC list, which is the Australian Business Deans list. We try to publish in A-star or A journals. Those who are on a multidisciplinary, we try to benchmark against the Schema Go Q1 for the quality publication. So I will be giving the brief on our output shortly. And finally, in terms of the development, training, and the technology, we grow in terms of our income. We try to provide the training in the Bloomberg, provide the training in the R, Python. So we run a fortnightly training for the student across the university. It's absolutely free. At the end, they will get the certificate. We are also increasing our growth in terms of the government engagement. Large recent number of recently few ARC grants which have been successful. The industry projects which has been supporting our PhD students. Now this is our team. The main pillar of our the Center for Data Analytics, which is Professor Terry O'Neill, who established this center in 2015 with a different brand, which is the Center for Actuarial and Financial Big Data Analytics. This is kind of a multidisciplinary center. We have a group of people from the analytics, group of people from economics and finance, accounting, and other areas. And Terry's main interest is in the area of the applied statistics and big data analytics. He has done extensive work on the economics and financial forecasting. He is a recipient of 10 ARC grant, about roughly totaling $2.99 million. And the next person, which is me, I'm the deputy director of the center. I work in the applied econometrics related stuff, mainly on the forecasting and the big data analytics. And we are fortunate to have Professor Steve Stern. He's a custodian of the DLS system for the limited over in cricket, mainly if the cricket is halted due to the rain. So what should be the target in terms of the runs to be achieved in a given limited overs? His research interest is mainly in terms of the data science and the big data analytics and the applied statistics. And we have Kuldeep Kumar, very active statistician. He won a patent in mainly on the using the artificial intelligence or the neural network model for breast cancer screening. He has done very extensive research on the mainly in fraud detection and the applied statistics and the time series analysis. And most recently, we are fortunate to have Professor Robert Fab. I think he has joined about a few months back. He has more than 300 academic publication. He's a professor of finance, currently joined as an associate dean for research. All his publications are in the top tier journals. He's the editor of Pacific Basin Finance Journal. The next person we have, which is a Professor Keith, brings the another diversity into our team in accounting, how the analytics can be used in accounting. He's bringing a new dimension, new blood to the center. The very active member of our team, which is the Dr. Adrian Gapp. He is also the HDR director. He has secured a large amount of government grants, government innovation grants, or the consultancy grants. And we have the Dr. Marcus Randall, who has done on the research in more climate change and the environment related issues. And we have the Dr. Simon Kelly, who is the editor of Accounting and Finance. He's associate professor of finance. And her interest is in financial planning and the corporate finance. And we have the another member who has joined recently, Dr. Rand Lowe. His expertise is in computational finance. He is mainly looking after our micro-credential courses. He's currently not here due to COVID-19 situation. He's located in Malaysia, but he is running a couple of micro-credential courses in cryptocurrency and other related courses. Then we have the Kevin, joined from Uni Melbourne recently in the actuarial science program. He is looking after the entire actuarial science teaching space. And the Dr. Chris Wilson is another associate professor of finance, main interesting on international finance and the corporate finance and investments. Then we have the Dr. Tim Hasso, coming from the accounting discipline again. His main interest is on the cryptocurrency related stuff. He is also looking into mainly accounting research. Then we have the honorary adjunct, Dr. Michael O'Neill. He's a very active member. He's working full-time with the Investors Mutual Limited, but he has published large number of academic publications given his full-time work in the private sector. He has secured multiple grants. He's one of the co-worker of the Robert Valley, who is the custodian of the VIX, the volatility index, which has been traded products in the markets now. And we have the other two adjunct, who is the Professor Rod Falvey, who is the international trade expert, and the Professor Bruce Vanston, who used to work with us, and he has moved to UK recently. His expertise is on the momentum trading. These are the couple of exciting projects or the grant that we have been doing. So one from the UE Insurance to get the customer insights from the call center. We are trying to work, the Adrian Kep's team is trying to work on the how to reduce the waiting time. The second project is about the city of Gold Coast to get the smart city forecast, how to get the tourism forecast. Of course, this is a bit tricky at this stage with the COVID-19 scenario, but in general, when we say tourism forecast, just we are looking into the movements in the people from one suburb to the other, or the one shopping area to the other, and trying to track them through their mobile or the Wi-Fi and the banking transactions, and try to maximize the just giving the advice on the city council to for the long-term plan for the infrastructure. The other project which is recently completed is the Rapid Media Private Limited modeling, which is the sales and the advertisement expenditure related stuff. We have the few other projects on the healthcare logistic to reduce the waiting time in the Gold Coast Hospital, and the JLL infrastructure sequencing project, which is mainly deal with how to sequence the infrastructure in the master plan community, which is when the Commonwealth government gives the land to the developers like Lend-Lease, they are given a task that they have to construct they have to come up with the infrastructure. So we are consulting with them to say that what should be the right set of infrastructure to put such a way that they can maximize their profit and the project can be completed in a short span of time. The few other notable projects, I would say, like the Queensland airport project, which is basically trying to forecast number of passenger arrivals, again with the COVID-19 situation, which is a bit of awkward, but still the model works fine. We try to provide the consultancy to this Queensland, especially the Gold Coast Airport, so that they can optimally allocate the resources for shops and the different platforms within the Gold Coast Airport. So I kind of talked about these steps in detail in the previous slide, so I can skip this one. The current ARC applications, I think I wouldn't say the current, which is a few years back, we have secured 2 successful applications. These are the recent applications, got a very great feedback from the reviewers, few positive, few negatives, fingers crossed. In terms of our research output, as I said earlier, even though we have started with a small team, our output is more than 120 research articles in 6 years. About 75% of them are in the preferred journal. When I say preferred journal, the ABDC ranked A or A star or the Schema Go Q1 journals, which also gives the international recognition in terms where we have the more than 80 publications in the international journals. We have about multidisciplinary publication as well. In our HDR student standing, we have 29 students doing their higher degree research. Maybe we can say Master of Philosophy and the PhD students predominantly, which exclude the currently or most recently graduated students. We had about 10 students graduated under Center for Data Analytics.